Welcome everybody to another episode of the No Name Podcast. Yet, I'm joined by Ricky and Manny. And how you guys feeling?
I'm doing good. Yeah.
Volume levels are good.
That's just what
Awesome.
I'm just making sure that we don't have an incident like when we first started doing this.
Right.
Oh.
Before I continue, and for audience view members, as always, you can find us on Spotify Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, as well as YouTube. And then also too, we have Instagram and TikTok, so that information will be provided down below. And give us a follow on each of those social medias. That'll be helpful. So let's dive right into these topics, boys. So first topic we have.
We're doing fine, also.
Yeah. Well, he already asked us.
I already asked you.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm already.
Oh my god!
It's Monday. It's Monday. Okay, we're recording.
It's always Monday.
it's Monday. Okay.
Right.
I
feel that.
It's Monday. It's like that was like the longest. That was like the quickest intro we've ever done on this episode.
It really was.
I was just like, that went by really fast. And also,
I think because we're getting good at it now, right? Boom, 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 boom. All right.
Are we though?
Anyways,
are we though? Like, should us going that fast?
We
just
didn't explain our week.
Like, you just went that fast with it and everything like that. And it
was
an
intro is an intro. Shouldn't be lasting like 10 minutes if you talking about your day.
I don't know about that.
It's Monday.
Maybe the podcast I listen to, and I'm just used to long intros and all that stuff and everything like that.
Oh,
you listen to some whack podcast?
No, I listen to. I enjoy those podcasts. Okay,
the podcast I listen to, they just get right to it.
And all that stuff.
The podcast I listen to, they just relax and chill. That's because I listen to comedians.
I don't understand how us three are doing a podcast together when we listen to totally different podcasts overall.
Well, I mean, I'm not like an avid podcast listener, but I listen to podcasts that like they just have like, so the podcasts I listen to have like a short intro, and then they just dive right into the topics, and so I'm just like, I like that. But hey, if you like longer intro, that's fine.
I'm just saying, it was just like, it just felt so fast, especially for our tempo, how we do things and all that stuff.
Well, because we're constantly messing up. We're like, and then we all start laughing. And then...
Well, because because at the same time, it's like, I don't care. Like, I just want that to get right. I don't care if the intro's long and all that stuff. I just want, as long as you get the thing right, that's all that matters to me.
True. Well, today it was a short intro, and it was a clean and smooth transition. Until we start asking why was it short.
Yeah, but like, I think it's, for me, it's like, I want to tell the story with the whole socials thing. So, what was it?
Wait, what whole socials thing?
Oh, me and Manny's already talked about this and all that stuff.
Oh my god,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Manny, you'll see where I'm going with this. So the day
Manny has an OnlyFans.
You ain't gonna Tekashi 6ix9ine me.
No.
You're a good dumb.
So the day we put out the Instagram account, at least, and all that stuff, after we talked about doing it, right? We're just like, Isaac lets us know, he gives us the login stuff and everything like that, and I get the I log into the account and everything, that way I have, in case I need to go in it for anything like that. And then I'm working because I have a 9 to 5 and all that stuff, and I notice my phone like going off way more than it should and all that stuff, and I'm like, what is going on right now? And then I check it out, and I'm just like seeing all these Instagram notifications of like, so-and-so's following you and all that stuff and everything like that on the podcast one. And I'm just, and before that, like, I had shared it on my own Instagram account, letting know that we have an Instagram and all that stuff. And then I'm like, okay, because it's a lot of people that I know, particularly that I know myself. And I'm like, oh, cool, and all that stuff. And then like, I check my story on the thing, and I notice the number of people that saw the story is lesser than the people that said they were following me. I'm like, weird. And then it keeps coming, the followings keep coming and all that stuff. And I'm like, something's not right. And I text in our group chat, and I was like, and I specifically questioned this to Isaac, and I'm like, did you happen to go on our following list and just just spam follow almost everyone we know? He was like, yeah. I was like, this makes more sense now and all that stuff. Because
I
literally,
mean, answer the question. Like, how are you gonna get followers? You're not gonna follow the people you follow or know.
well, because like the thing is about this is like how I see it and everything. It was like I thought we were just gonna share it. That's it, and then whoever from our own individual Instagram account on all that stuff, because we'll share it on our individuals' Instagram accounts, let them know and all that stuff and everything, and then of course we'll organically advertise it on the podcast each week and all that stuff. Like it'll just come in organically and like people can do it and all that stuff. I didn't expect you to just go to the list of who we follow and just start doing it and everything like that. Because I was just like, I'm like, my phone, like I said, my phone was going off way unusually and all that stuff than it does. And I'm just like,
well, you're welcome.
I'm like, okay, and everything.
If you try to do organically, you're literally gonna have like 10 followers.
And that's fine. And honestly,
they're organic followers.
And like in all honesty, it's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, but it's still organic if they choose to follow or not. If they're like, I don't want to follow it, then they don't have to. Now, if they chose to follow, then that's still organic.
Well, here's the thing, because like, are they following for the fact that are they following our account because we follow them all of a sudden because we have to choose we follow them and all that stuff, or is it for the fact that it's like, hey, just to let you guys know, because we have the podcast and all that stuff. Like we're on Instagram now. Our podcast on our podcast. We have a podcast Instagram account and everything. And all that stuff. Be nice to you guys. Give it a follow and everything like that. And all that stuff. And then they can make the decision of, okay, they do it or if not, and all that stuff.
They're still giving a decision. So either way,
I know, but still at the same time, it's just I don't know.
Point.
I know, but at the same time, it's like it's like I'm like I was just like, this is a lot of I did not expect this at all kind of thing, and I was like, oh, yeah. People are actually following back and all that stuff because it's like because it was unexpected and all that stuff, and it's like, so it's
digital marketing 101.
Just start following random people.
They just start following random people, and then they get random people, and then it's by the content that they produce after when they follow is that when then they want to be interested, and then they're gonna be like, hey, look at this one or that. Like, how'd you know them? I don't know. They start following me. So either that or you promote it, and then if you want like organic followers, then you have to put like money into it. But if you want to like grab some followers real quick, you can do that as well. So, I mean, I get what you're saying. There's strategies that can be taken, but I know where you're coming from. You want organic, people that want to, not because they have to. So I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, feel like for me, is like the decision was made differently. Some of them, it was like, okay, I want to follow if I saw it organically, but then I also did a thing where I was like, hey, following you don't have to follow back. Hey, there's people I don't follow back just because they follow me. But maybe there's secret rules of Instagram that I don't understand. So that's what I'm just saying. That's where I'm coming from.
I know. Like I said, I think it was more for the fact that it's like, I didn't expect that. Because I don't know where it's lead. I didn't know where that was going to lead and all that stuff.
Yeah, no, I got what you're saying. Yeah. But I want to say, Manny had like the most randomest people he follows. So I was like, are these people real?
That's why I was like, that's why I was also kind of afraid about it.
There was like 4 people like I followed from his list where I was just like, how does he know these people?
That's why I was like, I was kind of scared at the same time because like, I know Manny has a following list that is so weird and all that stuff. That's
so why random. First of all, Manny follows 1,000 people. It only has like 200 followers.
I don't know.
So
that's because like the 200 of them that actually. That's because like
I don't get that.
200 of them are my friends and people that I know. The rest of them are like celebrities and like TikTokers and YouTubers. Right. That's why.
So personally, what I do is like I follow a bunch of people, and then after like I want to say a month, then I weed out those that don't follow me back. So that's what I do. personally
celebrities are gonna
myself.
follow
Like,
you back.
I mean,
No,
personally,
Of course. Well, celebrities are not accounted for of who you follow. It's just like
Oh, okay.
normal people you follow.
yeah, it's
So
like
you
you don't
follow.
like you don't
Yeah.
follow the celebrity expecting to get a follow back and all that stuff. You follow the celebrity just
Yeah.
to see what they do and all that stuff.
So
It's
on your
like
account, on your count list, celebrities don't count. It's just regular normal people that count.
yeah, because like when I first started using Instagram, I just did friends only at the time and all that stuff. And then like by the time it's
I
like
try to do that.
because like
and then
but then at the
all of a sudden
time
I'm just following random people.
But then at the same time, Instagram was still kind of growing at that time. Like it was just, I think
Mhm.
it was like a couple years, its first couple years into
What-
it. It was before the Facebook
you-
purchase. I'm at that.
Yeah.
And all that
Can you
stuff.
look up when Instagram came out? When did that come out? 2013,
Let me see here. Second.
2012.
It launched on iOS in 2010,
Dang. Yeah, no.
and I think iOS
That's
was
crazy.
like that. But yeah, but remember, like Instagram was only on iOS when it first launched, so it was like that was like a big deal at the time. It
Yeah.
didn't hit Android. I want to say it doesn't give me the date of when it went Android.
How old were you guys when
I was
In 2010, I barely graduated high school, and I was 17.
Oh, damn.
I was 19, turning 20.
And by the way, viewers, it's my birthday. I'm 28 now. So
Yeah, 2 years
you
later.
do the math.
It was 2 years later when it joined Android and all that stuff.
Yeah, me and
Oh, it was
me and
that
Ricky
same
grew up-
year.
Yeah, me and Ricky
Oh,
grew up in
okay.
that generation where like iOS and Android were like pushing out all those cool apps that you guys know and love today. That's pretty crazy. Part of like technological like history. I feel old a little bit now.
It's like
I mean, yeah,
you make
sure.
it sound like it's like I guess because like
Now I made it sound really old.
I was like
My bad.
I was like you're making it sound way older than it should. In all honesty,
Like I remember when Instagram came out, 2010.
yeah, stuff. But yeah, I don't know.
They're like,
It was just like
okay, Grandpa.
just the whole thing in itself, like just the whole thing of that whole weekend. Honestly, just seeing like our actual friends actually following it after you pick so many people was like,
Oh yeah.
oh, it's nice. It's like it was weird but nice at the same time, and all that stuff. That's like
Yeah.
our friends are willing to support it. At least our friends are willing to support it. This and all that stuff and everything like that. Now, the TikTok thing, I was off guard. We were off guard by that.
My thing, my strategy of marketing is just to put us out everywhere on that's a social media.
And all that
So
stuff.
TikTok is huge, and so I was like, hey, we never know. Might as well blow up on there too.
TikTok was huge like when it first was like earlier this year and all that stuff. I think TikTok, and this is from someone that's been on TikTok this whole year and all that stuff. Yes, for those who don't know, I have a TikTok. I've been on it for a while.
Drop your name.
I'm not, because it's the same name as everything else. Like you can figure it out from
Alright.
there. You could figure it out from
Yeah.
there.
You're gonna have
I-
to take people like.
I can say a lot has changed on that app since the beginning of this year and all that stuff
Yeah.
and everything. And it's
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes there are posts where I'm just like, is this even allowed? I thought that was like a 13-year-old app, and you just see like grown women,
and all that stuff.
just like.
There's
it's
a lot
crazy.
of
Double
there's a-
cheeked up on a Sunday afternoon.
They're wilding. They're wilding on there.
because there's a lot
It's
of
just
things.
like, yeah,
And all that stuff. Because the thing is about that place in particular, you have to be focused on one thing to do that stuff. You can't be a person. You can't be someone on there to do multiple things at once. I know,
yeah.
and I still do it. But at the same, because I don't care really, and all about that stuff. Like if you see it and you like it, you follow. That's awesome, and all that stuff. And honestly,
I follow Ricky.
and all that stuff. Yeah, but
Don't
you
like his posts.
You don't like my content. That's the thing.
I don't know.
Damn.
That's because I want you to get people who like I want you to get people who like your posts that don't know you.
And I do, and also, but it's like it's also at that same time the fact that if your friends follow you and all that stuff and they like your stuff, like that's cool. That's nice to see also too, and everything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you like my Instagram posts more than my TikToks.
Yeah, I like your Instagram posts.
They're just almost the same stuff.
Roughly.
I like Ricky's content. I like the chill vibe he has of like the vlogs he does. I enjoy it.
So I'm trying to do more on that. And all this stuff. I'm trying to see where that goes and all that stuff. Like I've been doing that now all of a sudden, just to do a random talk and all that stuff, just to talk and all that, just like and everything. But of course, there's the gaming stuff still and all that stuff. Now that I finally figured out a way to make that look a little bit cleaner, that way it takes the full real estate of the TikTok.
Right.
And all that stuff. But for ours in particularly, it's like the thing is also about TikTok is like you need to post stuff a lot too.
Yeah, like every day.
Especially like the people, like some of the stuff I see and like I check their accounts, it's like almost they're like on that thing. They post maybe like at least five to 10 minimum if I'm correct, depending on who it is, that do a day.
A day?
A day.
Damn.
And
that's a whole job.
It is. It really seems like
and each video is like how long it takes them to make that thing?
Mm-hmm.
Like hours.
Unless you're just straight up shooting it out, like just making it and boom and all that stuff and everything like that. Yeah. And then it's like also it's like the only way to like, and especially like getting us especially getting on the For You page and all that stuff to make sure people see it and all that stuff. You have to account for like the likes and comments you get on the video and everything like that. It's just like so much happening on stuff. That's why it's like when the first two got triple digit views, I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. All that stuff. And all that stuff. So it's like it's just I think content wise it's gonna be trickier on TikTok for us than it is gonna be on Instagram.
Yeah, we gotta look at how other people do it for podcasts because I didn't look into that.
No one, I don't.
They have celebrities.
I don't see. No. I don't see a lot of like accounts that are podcast specific. And all that stuff.
I think Joe Rogan has one.
There's some.
Really?
There's some there's probably like accounts that do stuff but also do podcasts, but how they do it, it's like they do take full real estate of the things, and all that stuff. I mean, there's a possible way for us to do it for a setup. I was gonna experiment on that for a bit and all that stuff, but then now we have a TikTok account, and I gotta rush that kind of sort of figure that out.
Wait, what was your idea? So you want to share it?
The idea was it's like, well, it's an editing process and all that stuff. So it's like I was gonna like it's pretty much like each window, like all three of us are gonna be fit within the thing. I just have to figure out how to edit it together to make it work and all that stuff. It won't be like how some clip, like you see these clips of just the how it actually looks, but there's like a bunch of black between it and all that stuff, like normal clips.
Oh, so you're gonna like make like a
we're taking full real estate.
A tiki tower.
We're actually we're actually taking advantage of the full real estate and all that stuff. And I just gotta figure out how to make sure it all fits and all that stuff. So that way it works and all that stuff. That way it's faces and all other stuff and everything. But yeah. So now I gotta kind of not rush it, but like figure out it looks rough.
Yeah. I think it'll be cool to see how the way it evolves.
For TikTok at least. And all that stuff.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. But yeah, we also have a Facebook because we couldn't. What? Yeah. we couldn't do promotions unless we had a Facebook page.
That's
right. So they randomly have to make you one, or you make it yourself. So they randomly made it. I haven't customized it or anything. It's just there.
Let's just not do.
But then, I'm leaving it blank. I'm not really like trying to get on Facebook. So many people I know on Facebook.
But anyways, for those, even though Isaac already said it and all that stuff, there will be a link in the description on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And all that stuff and everything, a link to take you there and all that stuff. So you'll be all good. Check it out.
Yeah, so like and follow. Appreciate that. But moving on.
Also, congrats if you stuck with us during that. That was.
Yeah, honestly, if you've been a faithful follower since we've begun, I appreciate you. But if you're barely joining us, welcome.
But
for our first topic, we have our topic with of course, our favorite subject that we always come back to is movies. And well, one of the things that was discussed in the article was that Batman will be delayed, as so as other movies, because of things that are happening in the world today. I'm not gonna get into it. You guys know what's happening. And so I believe that Batman, and you gotta correct me if I'm wrong, but Batman will be delayed until 2022. And as well, because what will happen was that Robert Pattinson did get coronavirus, and that's the reason why they had to be delayed. So that sucks. And then as well as Matrix 4 was actually finished earlier than expected, so that's awesome. And I can't wait for Matrix 4. And that will be coming out, I want to say in December 2021. If I am wrong, I apologize. Will probably correct that in the information below when we get out this video. But other than that, what do you guys feel about that? With all these movies getting delayed and pushed back further, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Is that so? What do you guys feel about that? Either one of you guys can go first.
I think it's a good thing for the actors and safety reasons. I think it's really good, but I think it's a bad thing if you're just a casual viewer, like a watcher. That kind of sucks.
Right. If you're an avid watcher, then it sucks for you. Also, another note is that because of the pandemic, theaters are gonna have to close down again because ticket sales are not doing good at all. No one's like really going to the theaters, and so that means they're gonna, yeah, right, and that means that the theaters are gonna have to close down again.
I mean, to be honest, so they were just showing movies that you can like get for free.
Yeah, and I mean they weren't really showing movies. You're right, they weren't really showing movies that were like new. They were all older movies just to kind of make some kind of profit or revenue, which I don't blame them for. Um, but at the same time, movies in general are being really hurt by the pandemic as well as the theaters. Now, my prediction is that the pandemic is going to hurt the theaters so badly that they're going to have to like close down for good. I don't know if that will happen, but it's just a prediction of mine. And I don't know what your guys' predictions are on the theater industry. So, Ricky, what do you feel about that? Do you feel like theaters are going to be shut down for good because of the pandemic, or you think they're going to survive?
First of all, I like to say that the article that I put up for this happened around the same while we were recording last week. So I'm kind of pissed off that I did not catch this and all that stuff because we could have had like breaking news in a way, even though our episode's coming out on Wednesday and all that stuff. Here's the thing, and this honestly, this goes into like our other topic that we're going to talk about later on and all that stuff. And as we know, so far, the only theaters, AMC still doing their stuff. Regal is the only chain that's closing down and all that stuff after this and everything. And the thing is about it, because COVID has not gotten better and all that stuff overall. That is all it. As much as they have tried to do the whole seating arrangements and making sure everyone is wearing a mask, they're all sanitized and everything like that. It's like ticket sales haven't been showing doing well and all that stuff. We'll have I'll actually have an opportunity of asking someone about this, because there's someone we know that is actually currently at the movie theaters right now watching a movie at the theaters.
Oh my god!
Really? No, I'm just kidding.
What movie theater did this person choose?
It's a Cinemark one. That's all I gotta say.
Okay.
Oh, I know which one it is.
And I will be asking them these questions. How was it during all that stuff?
Because quarantine yourself for 2 weeks.
and I kid you not, because like I've been like, the fact that theaters are back, like AMC theaters are back at least, and like because we have one near ours where we live, and all that stuff. I've been tempted to go just to try, just to see the experience of what it's like in a pandemic time, and all that stuff. But at the same time, it still kind of scares me. and all that stuff.
Mm.
Now, do I think theaters will close down for good? Like, as a like, is this the ending of them? I don't think so. And all that stuff because like COVID, as I said, with COVID is not gotten better, but it's like things can change hopefully, and all that stuff and everything. And I have that hope and all that stuff and everything like that. My only thing about it is like it has the fact that it delayed Batman that was already set to come out next year to 2022 says a lot and all that stuff. And it's like it does bring some uncertainty, but at the same time, the reason why Batman hit a delay and all that stuff also is because Pattinson got COVID and all that stuff. Like just now, like they just started shooting again this past weekend and all that stuff. So like because they wanted to make sure since Pattinson got tested positive, they want to make sure everything was good on that end and all that stuff. So it's like honestly that is a little more understandable of why this got delayed and all that stuff and everything. But though it did dramatically shift everything else, with its movies, I don't. But like coming back to the whole theater thing, I don't think it's going to affect anything. It might with our other topic later on. Once we discuss that a bit more, it's I'm just for me I'm a little more upset because I'm excited for the Batman movie and all that stuff, especially after seeing that trailer that they showed us.
Yeah,
like come on, like I am excited, right? I was excited. I was like 2021 is going to be lit if theaters were open and all that stuff.
but now you see that the COVID is rolling a little bit now. Is rolling into next year. Do you feel like 2021 is going to be a little better, or is it going to still stay the way it is?
Well, that depends on how, because there's a lot of factors. In all honesty, especially in America specifically, of getting everything to like reopen and all that stuff and everything like that. California here is like looks like it's starting to go down a bit. We're not at the 1% threshold. We're not below the 1% threshold for COVID, which is we're currently like at 2.6% and all that stuff, and that's not a good thing. And then but everything else is still like somewhat bad, or it's like it seems like we're starting to get another spike in cases in certain areas and all that stuff, and that can lead into other factors and all that stuff because it is flu season now too. Also,
Right, and that's a good thing you brought up because now doctors are saying like if you catch the flu and the virus at the same time, like it's a wrap for you because your body can't fight off two viruses at the same time.
mm-hmm.
And so that's a really dangerous factor to have at the same time. Now, another question I want to bring up is that um, do you guys feel like America itself did a good job of trying to contain this virus? Because now we're seeing that it's starting to affect now next year. Um, should we have done the whole thing like China, like literally just stay indoors, no one goes out? Because now we're still answering that question of where people are still gathering in groups, and just not too long ago, the Lakers won, which is awesome. It's great. I love what they did. But then there was a picture where like crowds were just like outside of the stadium and just hanging out and about. And people are getting antsy. Like they're not caring anymore. They don't want to wear their mask anymore. Like they're not giving a damn about this virus anymore. Um, so how do you guys feel about that? About should we have done a better job? And then now, as in, what do you guys feel about like people still gathering in huge amounts of crowds like that? I'm not saying to like come up with a answer to fix everything, but like basically, how do you feel about like things that have like conspired in this year from being on lockdown and now like people are like not caring anymore?
gonna.
It's a lot of things to say because it's a topic in itself, and
Right.
it's
It's a huge topic.
it's because the thing is, it's like one, you can't blame them. Two, for at all stuff because I mean, it's the Lakers' first title since 2010. First of all, and all that stuff, and then of course, LA's a big city, and then LA, of course, like the big lake, it's a big Laker town, all that stuff. Uh, I'm not surprised seeing that, in all honesty, and everything, and all that stuff. It's like you would think for the fact it's like have they like yes they're in crowds, but did anyone have mask on and all that stuff? We don't know honestly we don't know those questions. We don't know the answers to those
Right.
questions. In all honesty, people can just say like, oh, they weren't wearing masks and all that stuff and make this a big deal and everything like that. And that's entitled to almost everything else that's involved big crowds and all that stuff recently too. But it's at the same time like this is just something that just leads into something farther into deep stuff. That honestly, it's like what is the point of you talking about it nowadays? In all honesty, like
Mhm.
and everything because it's like it doesn't feel like you can say that we did our best, but at the same time, like, did we really all that stuff, or did we like beat this under the bush and didn't think this like and literally think this wasn't going to be a big deal for us and all that stuff,
Mhm.
like and all that stuff like we were gonna make it, we were gonna make out of this, make out of it, all that stuff sooner and all that stuff when like and all that stuff like when there's no way of a cure or there's somewhat of a possible chance. Won't even reach general public till like maybe next year or not longer. And all that
Right.
stuff. There's no way of possibly being protective and all that stuff because people think it's something. People think it's a death threat to do something to do certain things in a way. Um, I at all on it like right now it's like I'm doing the best I can to protect myself from all this and all that stuff, and that is I will wear a mask and all that stuff. I will social distance as much as possible and all that stuff and everything. I just like I'm like we've talked about COVID in the early when we first started this podcast, and I'm gonna say I said it once, I said it then, I'll say it again. I I am taking this as a public health concern and all that stuff of making sure I still stay healthy and everything, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Cool. And Manny, how do you feel about any of this? Do you have any thoughts?
I can share a couple. So, I feel that people right now just getting antsy just want to leave, but I feel like it's pretty dumb. They're trying to find a cure, yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, we can talk about that all we want, but you can say this.
Manny, you're
You
cutting
cut out,
off.
Manny.
Just to let you know.
I know I'm trying to think on how I'm gonna say this. Um,
Oh, got it.
what?
We were just making sure because this is like,
Yeah, because it sounded like you cut off. So I was like, oh,
yeah.
Oh no, I
sorry.
was
Go
just
ahead.
talking low, so my mic wasn't picking up. Um,
Okay.
how do I say this? You can have restrictions on like China did. You can have restrictions on how South Korea did, France did, Spain did, Italy did. But if people don't want to do it, or if people get too antsy, like as you see, like they're throwing parties and stuff like that, they're not really gonna listen.
True.
If people want to party, they're gonna party. They're not gonna listen to whatever COVID's doing, whatever. I'm not gonna. Whatever they have bans on, restrictions on, they're not gonna really care. They want to do what they want to do. They're getting antsy because they're not. They don't have public. They don't have. They can't touch people. Not touch people, but interact with people. It's been so long. They're not really gonna listen. Um, I mean, all we can do is if you want, you could do what you want to do to try to make yourself healthier, or try to keep yourself safe. Um, that's about it. That's all I can.
Okay. No, good. Good thoughts, guys. And I think for me as well, I think I agree with both of you. It's just at the end of the day is more of if you guys are listening, still take precaution, still wear a mask, still hand sanitize, and Just be safe. Moving on to the next topic. It's want to hand that over to Ricky a little bit. I know it's a pretty big topic, and I think Ricky would do very much explaining it way better than me.
You can at least say what the topic is, then lead it into me. But okay.
I was gonna say it, It's
okay.
Walt Disney. So Manny and Ricky had like alluded to an idea they had about different subscription tiers for Disney Plus. And I feel like Disney listens to our podcast because I feel like they're gonna go through that tunnel. And so Disney, if you're watching, you got to pay us. And so
me and Ricky, I don't know if you were in that video. No, I'm just kidding.
Dang, you know what? I'm signing. No,
Isaac was in the episode.
Isaac was in the episode. Give me like 1% of it. But yeah,
we'll give you 3%.
Ricky, take it away.
So pretty much, before we it's a long shot if it does lead to what me and Manny talked about a while back and all that stuff, because here's the thing, this kind of a topic is, I don't honestly, all three of us out of really me, except with the exception of me a bit, because I kind of understand some of this stuff and it interests me in a bit. So pretty much what's going on is Disney announced that they're reorganizing their media entertainment business. Now this doesn't affect parks. This doesn't affect their cruise lines and all that stuff and everything. This is more dealing with everything that's under, like I said, like where it's like their studios, the streaming products, their TV and movie stuff and everything like that. So, and pretty much what is happening is, I'm trying to get the right thing for it. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. I hate when I can't find this stuff. But pretty much, I'm just going off this article saying that the company is announcing a massive restructuring of its media and entertainment businesses that will focus on developing production that will debut on its streaming and broadcast services, and all that stuff. Now, what that means is like specifically, so of course there's like their movie studios, their TV studios, and then of course they have they're also like stuff that's like within sports and all that stuff, and then of course there's also got all distribution stuff, like where like when it goes to like theaters, TV, Disney Plus and all that stuff, and pretty much it was all under one. All that they did everything for the studios. They did the content to make it, the budgets, everything like that, where to put it and all that stuff, where to go. Pretty much now what that does is this new group in particularly will have one group that focuses on the content, which is split into three groups now. Is studios, which like I mentioned, it's like Walt Disney Productions, Marvel Studios, Lucasfilm, Pixar, to name a couple. General Entertainment, which is more focusing on the smaller TV stuff and everything like that. And then sports, which is your ESPN, mainly, all that stuff. That they're focusing that group is going to focus mainly on content stuff, like where they make it and all that stuff. Is it and all that stuff, and what is it to fit it within the budget, what they can do, and all that stuff. They can and let it go, and then the other part of that group within the whole organization. That organization deals with the back end stuff, the monetization, where it goes, sales, ads, and everything, advertising, all that stuff, where that goes and everything like that. And apparently this was always planned to happen and all that stuff. Like as Disney's trying to make it more, is focusing more on media and entertainment and all that stuff. Because I think, if I remember correctly, the business is more mainly was always focused on, mainly was parks and consumer products and all that stuff, if I remember correctly, and all that stuff. Of course, we're in COVID, we're in a pandemic. Parks has been taking a big hit for the fact that mostly all their parks closed down at the start of the COVID. Right now, it's only Walt Disney World. I think Shanghai is reopening soon. If not, they already did. And then, of course, Disneyland just laid off a bunch of employees just recently.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
A
lot of workers.
But why would they? I mean, Disney is like, I know I'm gonna go to a whole tangent, but like Disney literally like raking in like is billions of dollars. So I feel like for me it's just like why
So
would they lay off a lot of workers? I mean, I get it why, but
for Disneyland in particularly, I mean, it's still closed because of California restrictions, because of the state's restrictions here in California
Yeah.
and all that stuff. We
right.
don't know, honestly, like we don't know for a fact if when that was gonna be when that was gonna be reopening and all that stuff. Especially like now, like around this time is when they do their Halloween stuff. Their season, the big seasonal stuff, which is the Halloween right now, and then the Christmas stuff starting in November and all that stuff. And apparently, of course, they'll probably get a big rack of people. And then they just missed on the opening of Avengers Campus for in California Adventure. They missed out on that and all that stuff. So it's like they kept their employees as far as they could, you know, with all that too. Like they were still
Right.
employees and all that stuff. Now that date, even though they said they lay off, that date that doesn't go into effect until December 4th, what I heard and all that stuff. So we'll see how that goes and all that stuff, or what happens between now and then. But that's like I said, that's all parks and all that stuff. So that's like and all that stuff. Like this whole media stuff, this was always been in the plan for Disney and all that stuff. It just got accelerated because of COVID and all that stuff. And for this stuff. And so it's like because like as particularly with Disney, because they have the biggest properties within that company and all that stuff. And that's not just Marvel and Star Wars and all that stuff and their own products. That's also other things from when they just purchased the Fox Studios and all that stuff. And they own like Avatar. What else am I missing? A couple other stuff and everything like that. And this reorganization of what they're doing is making like the studio side of everything, who makes the movies and TV shows, can let them focus on that in particularly, and then this other group within this reorganization can worry about, okay, we have this like for example, Star Wars comes back and making more content outside of Mandalorian and all that stuff and everything like that, like more shows. We're gonna see more shows. We'll probably get like a three movie arc or something and all that stuff. It doesn't have to be the Skywalker saga or anything like that. Something else in general within the Star Wars lore, and then they can the people can focus on making that stuff, and then this separate thing can be like, okay, where can this go, and all that stuff. Do we see this as a theater tentpole, something being in theater, something we can just release, or something we can release on Disney Plus, and all that stuff for that. And this is a really big deal, like I said, long term and all that stuff. And I talked about this in the group chat a bit. How it's like we can see future content can be like the fact that Disney has all this like all these properties and all that stuff, and it's like shredded out, and then it's all spread out onto different things, such as like whatever's on the ABC network and all that stuff. We have stuff that's coming out on Disney Plus. You have the Disney Channel, Freeform, FX, and everything. Like, there's a lot of stuff. They have a lot of stuff now. They can like pick and choose of where it can actually go now, and all that stuff. And that seems like this was the plan they were planning to do, to make it more streamlined in a way, to make it easier to place this stuff. And this can bring the opportunities of like saying like we can probably see lesser theatrical releases of Marvel Studio movies and then coming straight to the Disney Plus platform and all that stuff. And it's like, cause like here's the thing, cause like let's see here, we have what came out this year: Mulan, Onward. We have Soul that's coming out recently. That's supposed to come out. Black Widow is supposed to come out this year. New Mutants being from 20th Century Studios. And there's like some like those ones in particular. Those were originally all those theatrical releases and all that stuff. That was pre-COVID. Eternals too. That was supposed to come out this year too.
And Black Widow.
I just said Black Widow.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
He did. He said that.
And like I said, all supposed to come out this year pre-COVID and all that stuff. COVID hit. COVID comes now. Let's Onward became released on Disney Plus. Mulan had a semi-theatrical release, but also came out on Disney Plus for a $30 fee. With it and all and everything. New Mutants finally had a release date and just came out in theaters and all that stuff. Black Widow and Eternals got delayed to next year, and Soul, which is Pixar's recent movie, is coming out. Is now coming out on Disney Plus on Christmas Day. So everyone's been bugging for Black Widow to come. Might as well just come to Disney Plus and all that stuff, since it's already most likely it's a done movie and all that stuff. But we have to wait till next year now and all that stuff. No, we still don't know about the sales figures for Mulan and all that stuff for it be coming on with that $30 Premier Access fee and all that stuff, and we don't know how well that did. New Mutants most likely didn't pretty much not, I wouldn't say flop, but pretty much like probably did not do well for a theatrical only release and all that stuff. And I don't know much about Onward with how that did overall, because that was more of a digital release. That was a digital purchase release and then going straight to the platform and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And everything. Now, people probably say, well, Frozen 2 and then Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker was on Disney Plus this year. I'm like, yeah, because those came out the end of last year at the same time. So you can't count those, really, in all honesty. They just happen to get on Disney Plus sooner than possible, sooner and all that stuff because of COVID. Now, next year is going to be like a lot of stuff happening. We have, I think, three movies from Marvel Studios. We have two or three shows from Marvel Studios coming out next year. WandaVision's coming out in December, from what they say, and all that stuff and everything. And then of course we have like a bunch of other. Then of course there's all these other Disney stuff that's all out. Where do you put that stuff? In all honesty, like, because like you can put some of these movies on theaters, but they probably won't do well and all for everything like that. I believe with this reorganization of what they're doing, like I said, everything studio wise is can just focus on making getting what they need to make and all that stuff with the movies, TVs, and all that stuff and everything like that. And then they have this separate company to be more diligent of where to put it, how to advertise it and all that stuff and everything, and how to and monetize it at the same time. So that way people can come back and all that stuff. Because if you don't know and all that stuff, Disney Plus is kind of in the dry rut when it comes to content and all that stuff. In a way, kind of, sort of. Like the next big thing is Mandalorian on the 30th of this month,
which I can't wait for.
And all that stuff. Like there hasn't been much of fresh new content on the thing, though. It's like you could still get on that thing and like literally just enjoy whatever you can and all that stuff and everything because it's Disney and all that stuff. But there hasn't been like fresh new content pumping out of that into the streaming service.
I mean,
stuff. Since
what was that thing's name? Something in space. It was like a talk show.
There was that and all that stuff. But like,
by Jim Henson's son, I think, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, but like as of right now, like coming into the future, what else is there that's like, what do we know like beyond? Because like, of course, like I said, WandaVision is December, Mandalorian is December, but you have to also remember on those shows, those are already filmed and ready to go too, and all that stuff. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was supposed to come out this year, but got delayed to next year because production halted due to COVID and all that stuff. We don't know much about Loki. Yeah. We don't know about season 3, if season 3 of Mandalorian is going to be a thing and all that stuff. There was plans of doing other shows and all that stuff, but we don't know much about them because there's nothing. Because COVID happened and all that stuff. Star Wars is kind of like in a rut right now, movie wise, because sequel trilogy is a very, 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 very decisive, very, very, very decisive topic to talk about. And all that stuff with those movies and all that stuff, whether you like it or hate it and all that stuff and everything like that. And it kind of put them halt on what to do movie wise for Star Wars. The fact that we do have, like I said, we have Mandalorian right now for TVs. We have the planned Obi-Wan series coming soon to Disney Plus, but then like I said, COVID happened because apparently I was supposed to start shooting this year, but then COVID hit again and all that stuff. There's supposed to be there's another Disney Star Wars show coming out. It was supposed to come out pretty soon, and all that stuff. And it's like, this is like I said, this short. If you're looking at this now, of course, there's nothing to think. There's nothing you can do much about it and all that stuff because of COVID. But if you look at this long term, if you're looking at this long term and all that stuff, like COVID's gone, COVID's like fixed and everything like that, where people can start shooting stuff and making and producing stuff and everything like that. Like you can look at this and see like it gives a way of actually knowing where to put your content at specifically. Because the one thing about putting stuff in theaters automatically, like you don't, nobody knows if it's going to do well and all that stuff. Not a lot of things are made for it to be shown on a theater and all that stuff. And Netflix has proven that, in all honesty, and all that stuff. Like literally, almost everything of Netflix's original content. If that was like a theater thing, I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much as I did on Netflix and all that stuff. Because you're paying for that over $10 price and all that stuff, depending on where you live, for the ticket and all that stuff. You're getting this big cinematic feel and all that stuff, but it's not giving you something that you want at the same time and all that stuff, and you feel like you wasted your money on that and all that stuff. Because I do feel that with most Netflix movies. I'm not gonna lie and all that stuff. Like I watch a Netflix movie, I'm like, I enjoyed it. If I saw this in a theater though, I probably wouldn't enjoy it and all that stuff. And I
know, Hubie Halloween was pretty. I would pay to watch Hubie Halloween in theaters.
That's your opinion. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that and all that stuff. But I look at when I see a Netflix movie, most of the time it's like I will enjoy this. And if I had saw this in a movie theater after like seeing the trailer before, I'd have been like, I don't think this was worth the $10. Because like people are looking at because if people don't like, some people don't know this. Like people look at that nowadays. Like when you go to a theater and watch a movie, like they probably wouldn't like it. They'll probably say like, I would rather watch this on Netflix than pay the $10 than pay for this at a movie theater and all that stuff. And it's true because that is a thing now because there's a lot of movies that come out in theaters and all that stuff, and not all of them are like. None of them. Okay, I know this is a movie I shouldn't say and all that stuff, but still at the same time, it's like one of the top grossing movies. Not all movies are a blockbuster style like Endgame and all that. But just in that in general and all that stuff. Like I believe for the fact that like we're gonna see like mid-tier style movies coming to these platforms, and that's gonna be fine and all that stuff because you don't expect a lot on a streaming platform as much as you do when watching something that's in a movie theater and all that stuff. Now, where did this bring up when Isaac brought up earlier about me and Manny's topic? What me and Manny talking about? Here's the thing. We will run through this again. So me and Manny had discussed about a subscription tier program that they'll do about how for Disney Plus. You get the $7.99. You get what's on the prop. You get what's on the prop. You get what's on there. What's currently there and all that stuff. But if there is for example, Black Widow comes out next year and all that stuff, and it's gonna be day and date at the movie theaters, but also on Disney Plus. But you have to pay a fee for that to watch it to have it on Disney Plus while it's still in theaters and all that stuff and everything. Now, and there was a higher tier. Let's say.
I think we said $15.
$15 a month.
I think.
And
we said 15 or 20. I can't remember.
You said 15.
It's probably 15.
You said 15.
$15 a month. Now, same thing. You get everything that's on the service currently. But, example again, Black Widow comes out day and date and everything. But you don't pay the extra fee, but it's part of that because you have that higher tier.
You just get to watch it.
You get to watch it day and date on Disney Plus and everything like that, instead of having
technically for free.
Well, pretty much, yeah. Say if you downgrade to the lower tier within that that time frame of when it's in theaters, like you don't keep it and all that stuff. You would have to pay that fee if you go back to the $7.99 price and all that stuff.
Yeah, and
everything. And in all honesty, how this reorganization works, it could mean something for what me and Manny talked about. It could lead into something like that, probably. Who knows? And all that stuff. Because it's like I said, short term looking at this thing, if you understand this, you would think, why would you do this now and all that stuff during COVID and all that stuff. If you look at this long term, this could mean we can see good content from these studios who are prestigious in their own right, and should can probably handle their own, not having to be under Disney and all that stuff. And you can get really good content on whatever you go to now and all stuff, depending on if it fits that certain thing and all stuff. Whether it be on Disney Plus, where it be a theatrical release, whether it end up being on one of the cable platforms they have, like whether it's Freeform or something like that, Disney Channel and everything like that. It will just it gives them more options. It makes it more easier for them to know where to put this stuff and all that stuff, and where it feels it could be right for it and all that stuff. And everything. Like another animated Star Wars series can feel like that's more not adult in a way, but like something that like it can relate to more, something like that in a way. You can see that probably end up on Disney Plus because it's still family friendly and all that stuff. And everything like that. Because like you would think like, no, that doesn't make sense to put it on Disney XD because it's like it's a little more mature than it should be and all stuff. But yet still family friendly at the same time for it to be on that platform and all that stuff. Because you like remember, it's like right now Disney has 3 of the, I guess you could probably say, best streaming platforms: Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Plus.
ESPN Plus?
Yeah.
30 for 30 is one of the best documentary series of all time.
Never seen it.
Yeah, no.
Man.
What sport is it?
It covered, no, dude. They do anything. They covered a lot. They did a Ric Flair one that was pretty good.
They do hockey?
I think they done some hockey. I don't know.
Out of everything, do they do hockey?
Like everything was hockey. Like, really? Like they produced The Last Dance, which Journey's Jordan's last season with the Bulls when they won that their 6th title.
That was a great documentary. That was them.
That's on ESPN Plus.
Did they do Andre the Giant?
I think they did.
That was HBO, if I remember correctly.
That was HBO. HBO does good stuff.
They do good stuff. Yeah.
They do. Did they Game of Thrones?
Oh yeah.
We're not bringing that up.
Please not. But what I'm saying is like I said, like this topic to anyone, to any normal person and all that stuff is like, what does this all mean and all that stuff. When I see this, I'm seeing like the future of what Disney can do. Disney's finally organizing their stuff correctly and putting out correct content to where it can be placed and all that stuff, and not this confusion that we've been seeing so far with COVID and all that stuff. They're doing this now to get it out, to get ahead of it, which is a good thing and all that stuff. And it'll be interesting of where we're, because here's the thing also. December 10th they're having something what's called an Investors Day. Now, you'll probably be asking me, Ricky, what does that mean? That doesn't involve me. I'm just a regular person. You actually can be wrong about that. In all honesty, last year they did one last year, and what did they do? They announced what they were doing for Disney Plus. They showed it up. They announced a bunch of new stuff, what content was coming to the platform. That's when they announced the price for the service and everything like that, and the release date for it, and all that stuff. And you can literally, those kind of things, if you actually like pay attention to what they will talk about, is actually worth watching. In all honesty, like I think like that day is what they plan on, what they're doing for the future of for their upcoming projects. We're gonna probably see stuff about what's gonna happen to Marvel Studio stuff, what Star Wars is planning on doing, what content's probably be added to the platforms, all that stuff and everything like that. It's something to look at if you're interested in all that stuff. Like I said, December 10th, something to look forward to. They're gonna live stream it most likely and all that stuff. You probably have to do like a login kind of thing to get advice. I've done it a couple times. They ask for like your company title and all that stuff. I'm like, I just put a random thing in there and I just get in, like it's easy and all that stuff. Yeah, but it's interesting. I'm excited about it because, like I said, it's like it lets me. brings the idea of what me and Manny talked about having a new subscription tier for it specifically, and all that stuff, and what they can do with their theatrical releases and all that stuff. It brings the idea of this whole streamlined process of make the content, check it out, where to place it, and how to sell it and monetize off it, and all that stuff. And I'm just saying, don't be surprised if we get B tier level Marvel Studio movies just go straight to Disney Plus and all that stuff.
Yeah, and I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's a great idea. I think what Disney is doing is awesome. If that's the direction they want to go, I don't think it's a bad idea. I mean, everybody loves Disney. People that I know love Disney, and so whatever they do, they've probably been thinking about it for a long time, and they don't really. Disney. I've never seen Disney throw out anything on the whim. You know, everything's pretty strategic and very thought out. I do see a $15 subscription, top tier subscription. I don't see anything higher than that. If they go higher than that, then I feel like they would have to add something else to feel.
That's where
to make you feel like.
Well, that's where the bundle thing comes in. Like, if people don't know currently, like there is like a $12.99 bundle where you get Disney Plus, Hulu with the ads, by the way, and then ESPN Plus for $12.99 a month and all that stuff. And if you want,
got you.
If you want to shield the extra $7 and all that stuff, you get Hulu with no ads for $19.99
right.
a month and all that stuff.
It does. It's crazy that Disney still hasn't bought like Netflix, which I thought they would have by now.
Why buy them when you can do your own with Disney Plus?
True, that's very true. But I feel like for them, they're
at a cheaper price, and you still get all the high best features of and all that stuff, like and all that stuff. Like, because people don't know, it's like, say if you do have like the fancy 4K TV with the HDR or Dolby Vision and all that stuff. I'm getting into like tech specs and all that stuff. Yes, bear with me here and all that stuff. If you did that for Netflix, you have to pay the higher tier price for that, which is like $13.99 a month, if I'm correct, for their highest one. They rate prices on that thing so many times, I don't remember.
I don't know. There's so many different things. I know there's like $13.99 for like different screens, like up to two screens.
But I'm just saying though, it's like if you're the whole 4K stuff and everything like that, the HDR and everything. Like, if you want that to watch on you want your Netflix shows to have that stuff, you have to pay that high price here for it.
Yeah. But Disney doesn't do that.
Disney Plus doesn't do that. $7.99. You get to watch it on any resolution, 1080p, 4K, get the HDR, Dolby Vision, all that stuff and everything like that for that low price with all the content. Granted, not every single piece of content in Disney Plus has that and all that stuff. I know, don't get me wrong, and all that stuff, but like every single Marvel movie is in 4K with HDR. Every Star Wars movie is in 4K with HDR. Yes, that includes the original trilogy and everything. Most of Disney's movies, like the more recent ones, are in 4K too, also, and all that stuff. But it's all you paying your own, but you're still paying the $8 a month for that. And all that stuff.
Do you? I mean, this is hypothetical. Not saying it will ever happen, but if Disney did buy Netflix, you think they would lower their prices to Disney Plus prices as well, or you think they would allow Netflix to like still be in charge of the charging aspects of it?
I know it's hypothetical.
Very hypothetical. Not saying it would happen.
Very, and it's not going to happen and all that stuff. If some weird way Disney ends up buying Netflix, what will happen is you're going to see Netflix. There's going to be a merger of sorts between Netflix and Hulu, because it's all going to be, they're going to make that merge into one. Because here's the thing about Netflix. Most of, like, they have older adult content on there, like rated R stuff.
Oh, that's right.
So there's no way you're probably going to see some of the kid stuff, like any Netflix original kid stuff, that'll probably end up on Disney Plus and everything like that. But anything like that's not PG-13, but R and everything like that, or depending on how graphic it is, up to PG-13, will stay on this combined Netflix Hulu thing and all that stuff. and especially along with their original content on there and all that stuff. And then plus Netflix has this deal with Nickelodeon on bringing content to Netflix. Also, that's gonna be an odd thing to deal with right there and all that stuff, and see where that goes and all that stuff. But that's if it happens. But it's not gonna happen because I don't. Though Disney is a big company, I don't think they have that kind of money to spend on Netflix.
Right. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, me personally, I don't really watch. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, all the rated R stuff where everything else that's above rated R will probably, like Ricky said, will get trashed. And so,
well, not trash. It's not.
Well,
it's not the fact that they get trash. It's more the fact of, like I said,
they won't show it no more.
It won't be on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That won't be on. I think what I mentioned earlier was like, what is going to happen is like all that more adult stuff is going to be combined with Hulu and all that stuff, because that's Disney's answer to that kind of stuff and everything like that and all that stuff.
Yeah,
because it's going to be on Hulu. That's going to all end up on Hulu and all that stuff. And if they decide, because like here's the thing, because Netflix is a big name and all that stuff. But Hulu is also, so it's like that's where the naming convention comes in of like, do you keep the name? Do you destroy the name? Which one do you remove? And all that stuff, or do you just make it a brand, or just make it a whole entity in itself, which would be weird and all that stuff. That's where it's like, and that's the other conflict thing about it. If it ever happens and all that stuff, like what would you do at that point? So I don't think you would. Right. I don't see the point of making it a separate entity from the other three, because it's like, why would you do that when you have Hulu already and all that stuff? It's best to like combine Hulu and Netflix and then figure out what to do with the name wise and all that stuff and everything. Because the name thing would be the other. That's just the issue.
Whoflix?
Netlu? Nah.
Netlu?
Nah. Don't do it. Don't do that kind of name change.
No, I don't know what they would name it, honestly. But yeah, guys, you guys have any more thoughts about movie industry or what Disney's doing or movies being delayed? Any last thoughts on those things?
Like I said before, it's good for them, bad for us. We gotta learn to deal with it. It's good that they're postponing it because we don't want the actors, recorders, people who are doing these things to get sick in any way and risk them by health. What? Cause we gotta deal with it. Yeah, we gotta deal with that shit. No, I don't know if we can curse on this.
I'm sorry. No. It kind of confused me because like I could have sworn Isaac was asking about the topic the last topic we were just talking about, and you're just giving a.
No, I thought he was rapping.
I was giving last thoughts.
Last thoughts on everything in general, or
on everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like we always do, Ricky.
I kid you not. No. I kid you not. Your answer just sounded way off in a way, because I'm just like, when I heard the question, I was just thinking on the topic in general and all that stuff, just the last topic we were talking about. And then it's like, you were just going through like this whole, like covering another topic we did, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, I'm just summarizing what I said.
That's my fault. Like I said,
didn't say a lot.
That's good.
Like I said, it's Monday.
So Manny, again, you were saying good for them, bad for us. Keep the actors healthy.
Yeah, good for them, bad for us. Keep the actors healthy. The directors, producers, everybody all healthy. So it's good. We just kind of learn to have to deal with it. It's kind of hard, but we have to. I guess we're gonna, like Ricky said, we're gonna settle for kind of B-grade movies. That's fine for me. I love B-grade movies. I love how cheesy they are, how bad they are. Like I love all the shark movies and stuff like that, like Sharknado, Sharktopus, stuff.
Sharknadoes?
Yeah, dude, I love those like cheesy movies like that.
That's not where I was going with that, but okay, I get what you're saying though.
Okay, yeah, continuing. And yeah, I think we just got a lot to look forward to after COVID. That's what I've been recently doing. Is just looking forward to after COVID is done, all the things that are just gonna be waiting for us. Technically speaking, not really, but like it's still gonna take time once COVID's done to actually record these. But technically, they're gonna still be waiting for us. Like, so that's all I've been doing is just waiting. It's like it's gonna be like a big payoff. Like after we get through COVID, all the stuff that we're gonna be able to experience. So yeah.
Nice. Awesome. One man waiting in the shadows for COVID to be over.
Yeah.
Manny. Hitting
Dun, dun, dun.
theaters 2025. No, oh, thank God. Please don't let me go that far.
2072, dude.
No, God.
2072, dude. Same year as my mixtape. It's
Yeah.
coming.
If you guys ever
gonna
wonder
be
why the
fire.
wildfires happen,
I thought it was
they play
2077.
Manny's mixtape.
It's 2072. Yeah.
Maybe,
Cyberpunk happens because of my mixtape.
Yeah, Manny, maybe.
How do you
you
think
can spit
Keanu
us-
Reeves loses his arms in Cyberpunk? Because he listened to the mixtape.
Maybe, Manny, maybe you'll spit us a few bars in 2060.
Yeah. Once we get
You
to
know,
our 300th episode of the podcast. 2060.
Hey, let's hold him to that. 300 episodes, you have to spit some bars. You got it. And you can't cheat neither. Oh, man. How many weeks is that? What
don't know.
episode are we on?
There's 52 weeks. There's 52 weeks in a year. We're on episode 26.
Oh my God. That's like how many years later? We only do this once a Monday.
No, you said 2060?
No, he said
I
on
said
a 300th
on the 300th
episode.
episode.
Uh-huh.
I told him he's gonna spit some few bars
That's
on 300 episodes.
That's like
2 years, 3 years later.
3 years. 3 years. 3.5 years.
Dude,
2.5.
if we honestly did 300, dude, that'd be crazy. But that'd be insane. That'd be awesome. That'd be an accomplishment, honestly. But let's make it to the 100th episode first.
Let's make it to the 50th episode first. How about that?
That's fine. Yeah,
We're halfway
true.
there. We're
Halfway there.
Halfway
Damn.
there.
Hey, it's been a great ride. But Ricky, any last thoughts on the whole topics of this podcast?
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands, and if you don't wash your hands, just
Wear a mask.
wear a mask. Use hand
Nope.
Might get the
sanitizer.
Rona.
If you feel sick, stay home.
Exactly.
And don't
Flu
worry about
season's-
and don't worry about all these movies and all that stuff. Like you'll be able to watch them no matter where you are.
True.
At the end of the day.
Well, I mean, last thing is that for our viewers, if there's anything to cheer you up, it's fall season. Leaves are falling. The weather's getting cooler.
Let's hope.
If you like, yeah, let's hope. If you like pumpkin spice lattes, they're available. I don't drink coffee, but I'm just assuming you do. Make a fresh apple pie. Go to a pumpkin patch. Carve some pumpkins. Do something fall festive. Fall festivities.
But if you go to a pumpkin patch, social distance.
Yeah, social distance on pumpkin
Hey,
patch.
did you know that the pumpkin patch that we're near is open?
Are you
Del Oso?
talking about the Del Oso?
Yeah.
I don't know why you didn't
open?
say it. It's
I didn't
not
know that.
like we live next door to it.
Well, like you know what I
Well, we
meant.
kind of do.
yeah,
it's like
we've
down the
already
way.
said we live in Stockton.
I didn't want to go that far into it. Okay, I didn't want to go that deep. Okay, excuse me.
There's one in Lodi. It's just a straight pumpkin patch. It's not like Del Oso, like they do like the whole 9 yards of everything. But yeah, so hey, if you live in San Joaquin area, there you go. Del Oso is open.
That's what I
Go and
heard.
enjoy yourself. I don't know if it's true or not.
You know they have a Guy
also-
Fieri Fest every year, Del Oso?
they do.
What?
Yeah, it's like a Guy Fieri Fest that they have.
Like,
I don't know if
he
it's
comes
sponsored
out?
by him, but like I don't know if he's there, but I know like he sponsors the thing. Like they have his face all over all the posters.
Welcome to Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives. What is Dives anyway? Is that like a hole in the wall?
Yeah, I think so. Like a dive in. I don't know.
No, I guess.
They
also,
are.
Oh, got it. Okay, what happened? Del Oso's open.
Yeah.
Is that a bad thing?
I mean, COVID. Come on now.
Oh my god. yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Maybe they had.
I mean,
Maybe
don't get
they
me-
had like a certain amount of people going in.
they have implementations. They are implementing health and safety protocols for COVID and also. I'm just saying, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm just kind of
Okay,
surprised.
now what's open though? Is it just the pumpkin patch, or is it like, oh, we have the slides open, we have the
Walk the plank. Zip lines are closed. Pumpkin Patch is open. Haunted Castle is open. The Corn Maze is
That's
open.
Haunted Castle?
Yeah.
I thought you said
Corn
Corn
Maze.
Maze. I was
Corn
like,
Maze.
whoa.
Corn Maze.
Whoa. I know. I thought you said Porn Maze. I was like, what?
Oh my
Del
gosh.
Oso,
Get your heads out the
what
gutter.
is you doing?
And the Kids Zone is open. We are requiring a face mask, face covering, face mask, or shield be worn by anyone entering the farm, and to be worn throughout your entire visit. If you don't follow this rule, you will be asked to leave. Exceptions apply to children younger than 2 years old. Other exceptions are outlined in our COVID-19 public statement, which I gotta find. Oh, here we go.
Nice. Well, they're taking precaution.
Yeah,
That's a good thing.
So, yeah, they're open till Halloween.
Nice. I didn't know they did a haunted house though, or a castle. I wonder how that looks like.
It's probably better than ours.
Yeah, you will. Okay? So in their statement, you do our part. We will do our part by wearing face masks and providing hand sanitizing stations placed throughout the farm. Our staff will be sanitizing high-touch areas for everyone's protection. The 6 feet social distancing requirement will be implemented as well. Please be mindful of the guests while walking and standing around. We ask for everyone to follow these guidelines while visiting the farm. We want everyone to have a safe and enjoyable experience. There we go.
I remember we went for Christmas time and just started pouring rain when we were on the hay bale ride.
Oh yeah, that was enjoyable. I like that.
Yeah. Like the minute we got on, it just started raining, and we're like, "Wow." Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, our last youth event. I was a part of.
Just to let you know, you haven't ended the show yet.
Yeah, we know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just making
yeah. No, I know.
Oh,
I get that.
Yeah.
I was just making sure.
Also, for audiences, to keep you happy again, consoles are coming out in November. So if you're gonna get one, or you haven't got one, or by some miracle they sell more, well, there you go, November. And of course, my favorite part of the year is December. I love Christmas, so yeah, I love the end of the year with the festivities that happen. With that being said, I'm gonna wrap it up now. Thank you guys for listening in. Again, we are on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and we're on YouTube every Wednesday at 10 a.m. live. And then as well, we have social medias for Instagram and TikTok. So give us a follow. That information will be in our description box. So follow us, like it, and then also hit the bell to subscribe to our channel and to also get updates when we post every new videos. So thank you, and we'll see you again on the next episode of the No Name Podcast. Yet.